Are you asking to? Are you asking if you want to donate? Yeah. Are you asking to donate, or are you just trolling? Because I sure as hell had to spend like pretty much all my Patreon funds on adult responsibilities to pick up my meds and stuff today. I have like nothing left for the channel. Oh, well, thank you. Next time use PayPal, though. Yeah, next time use PayPal, though. Thank you. I'm not gonna see that for 2 months. Yeah, that's why I have to keep reminding people. Thank you, though. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't want people to use Super Chat because I don't get access to it. I'll tell people to not use it. I feel really bad when people do it. I feel like shit. Because they're trying to support me, but I don't see it for 2 months, so... And people have that on their conscience, and it's just shitty for everybody. Just don't do that next time. I know people probably think I'm like fishing for donations, but I have to remind people because that keeps happening, and you know I'm not gonna see that till October. I have no access to that at all.
Go, go! Go, go!
王石公，
星火燎原，大鹏展翅，
化血阵，
来鹤亮翅，
烈火阵，
大鹏
雷
展翅，
啸火焰，怒火冲霄，
野火燎原，闪，
嘿，星火燎原，横扫八荒，落凤枪，穿行刺，怒火冲霄，化血阵，雷啸阵，烈火阵。
森罗万象，
落凤枪，穿行刺，黄龙
龙象，
星火燎原，怒火冲霄，
on, damn, I need one more. One more, actually 2 more to complete the set, but I need one more of the, what's it called? Oops. See if that guy will stick around. Finish that set today. This game is actually set up pretty well. You actually get bonuses for helping people. Yeah, come back, dude. Get those support points. It's like no effort on his part. Or their part.
化血阵，
白鹤亮翅，呀！大鹏展
烈
翅，
火阵，
呀！
雷啸出，
哎喂！星火燎原，我特！居合军斩，大鹏展翅，残月修罗，呀！残月修罗。 三罗亮翅，大鹏展翅，日月双华，
烈火阵，雷啸阵，化血阵，
张九金，
凤翔，
星火燎原，
扫怒黄，穿行刺，泰山压顶，
星火燎原，
雷水穿山，
残月修罗，
扫八荒。
Give me one more shard. One more shard. Ah, that's crap. I've evolved past the need of the purple accessories. I'm up to orange now. And after that is gold. Come on, 2 more. Come back, buddy.
.化血阵，
白鹤亮翅，
火阵，雷啸阵，
大鹏展翅，怒火冲霄，星火燎原，我，哎，哎，喂，万剑归，呀，
悬壶射击，多
大鹏
重剑士，
展翅，
悬壶射击，
白鹤亮翅，
多重剑士，
日月
化血阵，烈火阵，
哈，呀，
飞熊穿山
张，九金，
八门金
白鹤亮翅。
张九金，
穿行刺血阵，雷啸阵，
Aw, man. Crap roll again. I have enough of those other shards to, like, basically buy all the best gear, but you need these things. Accessory shards. Oh, I can't do anymore. Oh. I did not notice.
祝你鸿运当头。今天又有很多福利呢。
I might actually, like, not play this game for a few days because, the alpha event. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. I just wait. This doesn't reset for 8 hours. Yeah, it might be better to just, like, not play this today. Just wait. Save up what I've got. Let's see, I've got 20 attempts. I've got 30 attempts at getting alpha, so halfway to pity. Basically spending no money is pretty cool. I'll probably cash, so I'm not really cashing on the other games right now. I spent $5 on Knights of Valor today. That's all I did. Everything else had to go to adult responsibility stuff, which sucks because I don't make much money doing this, but those things had to be done. I had to put priority to that. I just get depressed sometimes, so I work really hard at this, and it's just doesn't make much. I think I'm just gonna try to get people to subscribe to my Patreon. So that's like the only consistent income I have doing this. I only have like 6 people that back me. Let's see. Yeah, the, what's it called? What is it called again? Bounty? That's gonna be up at midnight, so... yeah, I think I'll just, like, not play this right now. That seems like a wiser thing to do. I wouldn't put it past myself to cash on that game to just get a bunch of stamina. Stamina is very limiting in that game. I miss... KOF All-Star, where you have, like, 9,999 stamina, like, all the time. PGR, they really, blue ball you a lot with the stamina.
Again? I'm still sleepy. Come on, let's finish it.
So they supposedly added, cross-server net play. Which I'm not sure why they didn't ship with that, because this game has, like, a crazy amount of servers. Like, there's so many servers for this game. I don't know how you were ever supposed to, like, actually play this with somebody. So, I wanted to try that out today. Try it on here, on the emulator, because I'm on a wired connection, obviously. So I've never really got to try this at all. I don't know why they thought having like 100 servers but then like no crossplay was even remotely acceptable, but it's been like that for a few months now. They just went down for maintenance, so I assume it's supposed to be up. You can't solo these for whatever reason. You have to be in a party. The Honkai Impact has a very similar mechanic to this. I don't know what time it is over in China, so I don't know if I'm gonna get anybody. Yeah, he can't go. Yeah, the net play is cool on paper, but I'm sure it's horrendously laggy, both in latency and performance. But I don't think anybody could ever really play it because there's way too many servers for this game. I don't know how well this game is doing. I assume it's doing well. But it was a pretty shit idea to do that. I can't get anybody. It's pretty whack that you can't do it by yourself, but I probably just need to play at peak hours, which I'm obviously not right now. Let's see, I mean, I can use the internet to figure out what time it is over there. Oh, it's 7 in the morning over there. So yeah, people are probably waking up and going to work. Commuting to work. Although this game is mobile, so maybe I'll get somebody on this train or something. I haven't got to experience any of this stuff because it hasn't been cross-server. So you can get the talents. I can also get loot boxes from here too. That's pretty cool. And legendary upgrade materials. It's actually not a bad deal. Oh well, I'll try this later. Maybe at my kitty-sitting shift. I don't feel like just sitting here and doing nothing. Alright, that's all the service stuff I had planned. Play normal games now. Switch is over at my neighbor's house, so I kind of felt like playing some stuff on there, but I left it over there because I went straight from there to go pick up my meds and do all my errands and stuff. So I don't want to carry that bag around with like $1,000 in electronics. I'm okay with carrying it down the street to my neighbor's house, but I don't want to bring it. I don't want to bring it to those places because someone could just run off with it. I have to be careful. I actually did not take my meds last night either, due to a problem with refills, so obviously I'm fine. I haven't gone insane or anything, but it makes me very tired when I don't take them. Because when you're on antidepressants for long periods of time, when you don't take them, it's really hard for your body to go to sleep. Because they mess with your circadian rhythm. So, I'm probably not going to do any late-night gaming tonight, actually. I might just do that punishing Grey Raven stuff later.
戦力を
morning or
整え
something.
主家最高の気が熟したと考え
A lot of people are saying to just save up fatigue, so I may very well do that. Just like not do much with service games for a while.
共に強くなろう鹿之助
None of the service games I'm playing right now, I'm not really on them for more than a couple minutes, which is nice. Let's go make him a dual katana. This game has really nice music.
なあいらっしゃい
Let's see, do I have a blank slot one in here? Alright, I need to do this carefully because he's not going to be able to equip it.
「またのお越しを今日はいかがなさいますか」またいつでもどうぞ。
なあいらっしゃい
Okay, he's gonna have to do with that. If I boost it up anymore, he won't be able to wear it. Alright.
またのお越しを
So let's just go max out his proficiency.
今日はいかがなさい
I
ま
think
すか
that's
また
probably
い
the
つ
best
で
thing
も
to
ど
do.
うぞ
Let's
今日はいかがなさ
put
い
that
ます
on
か
him. Just need to boost him up a bit. He should be able to get his proficiency up. And give me that attack speed. know if he... Oh, yeah, he does have an R1 in here. Let's grab that. I like how actually being able to read this makes, like, almost no difference. Because the stuff in here is, like, so pointless. We could have easily just given this to you while you level up and the game would, like, not be any different. Like, being able to read this, it hasn't made any difference at all. They really dropped the ball with this whole skill tree. Especially when the two protagonists have better, they have better stuff in here than everybody else combined. I don't know what they were thinking.
またいつでもどうぞ。
Especially Nobunaga. Nobunaga is the best character in the
北近江
game
の一戦後
because he has so many nodes in there.
した鹿之助は
So many nodes in there that increase charge attack damage.
よし俺共に強くなろう鹿之助。アマゴの城を毛利の手から取り返す。この奇襲作戦必ず成功させるぞ。まずはあの花の段を制圧しよう。よし行くぞ。鹿之助の大願を叶えるためにも俺の力余さず振るわねばな。総大将の勝久様をお守りしながら俺の光秀を要に毛利を突き崩すぞ。本丸に続く裏道が毛利に塞がれてるな。それなら壊して突き進むだけだ。
頼む。この門を開けてくれぬか。もう毛利は見限った。雨子に下らせてくれ。開門。誰ぞ降伏してまいる。門を開けてやる。開門。
この地は雨子が制圧したぞ。よーし出てこいお前たち。裏道の開通頼んだからな。あいつらを倒されちゃ裏道は使えない。何としても守り抜かなきゃな。
Moru. Well, if you ever played Tales of Graces in Japanese, you learned what Mamoru means very fast. Because they would say that word like every 2 seconds. There's a crash course on how to say protect in Japanese. It's like a meme in that game. How much they say protect. Constantly.
進め。狙うは勝久の首ただ一つぞ。
まずいな。奴らの進軍急ぎ阻止せねば。俺から逃げられると思ったか。ここは引くほかあるまい。その凄まじき執念こそ鹿之助の神髄か。俺から逃げられると思ったか。聞かせていただこう。俺にまだ倒し足りない。敵戦救援行。見せてやる。
Yeah, I'm done with service games for today.
ならもう一回だ。
Service games I'm playing right now are very
守り抜かないと。
Very lax on what I like to call homework.
機種ならず
Some service games, they feel like a job because you need to do
常が甘い
like
と見える。なんとか助かったよ
15
うだ。
things every time you log on. It's like a job that doesn't pay. But the stuff that I play, I'm really not on them for long, and I have fun playing them. So
身の手を用意する。
my stream says service games might be for like the first half hour
まずは
or hour
数を
or
減らすと
so.
いたそう。
But today I'm not doing Punishing Grey Raven until tonight because the bounty missions reset at midnight in 8 hours. So I decided to not play that game today, right now anyway, and play it tonight. Knights of Valor I'm on like
まだ倒
a
した
couple
いない。
minutes a day. Like barely half an hour. It's not a very... I don't like the service games that become homework. Dungeon Fighter Online is well known. They call that game like the homework fighter. She have all these chores to do and stuff. But the service games I'm playing now, they pretty much don't have that. It's like just playing the game normally.
まだ倒し足りない。あらかたうがち
You run out of things to do really fast, so it doesn't feel like a
奮
job.
戦しておるな。私も気を引き締めねば。
KOF All-Star was feeling like a job. I wasn't really enjoying playing it. That's why I quit that game. As soon as it starts feeling like a job to me, or I'm not having fun, I just quit. Legit does not matter how much time or money I spent on it. I'll leave it behind. Which is pretty healthy when you think about it, because people have a lot of sunken cost fallacy. Service games, it's like, you know, I dropped like $3 grand on this game, so I can't quit it even
俺は
though
まだ強く
I
なれ
haven't
る。
enjoyed playing it for like 2 years. I don't really get to that point. Mostly just because I've been playing service games for like 20 years,
聞かせて
so
いただこう。なんと見事な。
I've been around through the good and bad parts. The bad global versions,
よし。これで裏道を
instant
使えるようになるぞ。
all that stuff's not really anything new to me.
道は開けた。全軍進め。
Alright, let's get him some proficiency.
ジェイさん。伝令、雨子勢が裏道より本丸へ侵入した模様。そうですか。雨子の皆さん、想像以上に振るわれますね。
待ちくたびれたぞ、雨子の鹿よ。これよ、雨子狩りを行う。皆一様に振るえ。
伏兵だぞ。この奇襲も読まれ
Oh
てた
no,
ん
an
だ。
ambush!
俺から逃げられると思ったか。
Totally never been ambushed in a Muso game before.
仕訳ありません。
New experience.
なんと目覚ましきご活躍。
向こう水のアホか、はたまた本丸の敵を打ち果たす。我ら突き進むのみぞ。
あいつら鹿之助が危ない。さっさと倒すぞ。
Okay, Mitsuhide, can you do something, please?
かの砦、何やら怪しげな。警戒を強めるべきであろうか。
読み通り本丸に気を取られておるな。行け、総大将の祝空をあげよう。
後ろを突かれたか。勝下様を守らねえと。
Oh, they almost never go on discount. They're like
意地は見せたわ。
fake discounts.
もうよかろう。
Kind of like first-party Nintendo games, like how
覚悟せよ
freaking Game Boy Advance Pokemon games are still like $30, $40.
上は倒せたな。
That's basically how much of a discount you get,
まだまだ踏ん張ってくぞ。
which isn't entirely a bad thing. You're not gonna get trolled by buying a game for full price and then it's like $20 next week, which
しかよ
is the downside to
戦場の
digital
獣は
sales.
主だけだと思う
You could pretty much buy them at any time and you're not gonna be out that much
毛
money,
利の夫人に隙は
which is nice. I've definitely bought stuff that's gone on sale like way too fast,
もはや
either for the channel or just playing it casually.
わしらの
Koei stuff like almost never goes on steep discount.
これじゃ毛利には。
Generally pretty safe to buy it whenever you want.
みんな、勝久様を連れて逃げてくれ。俺は残って毛利を食い止める。心配すんな。
Actually, it's a lot like Pokemon games. Like,
約束だ。
you just buy a Pokemon game when you want to play it. Because that shit's never gonna be like $20 ever. It's always gonna be really expensive, no matter how old it is. It'll be from like 3 console generations ago, like the Game Boy Advance.
敵がいては
And it'll still be like crazy expensive. At least for an old game.
この殿様に帰ってきてもらいたかったが
I know that from when I worked at GameStop when I was younger. Pokemon games were like more expensive than like games that had been out for like 6 months.
天下無双か。嬉しいもんだな。
何をする離せ
What's up, Shakespeare? How you doing, man?
敵将、やってやったぞ。
Hey, I'm done with service stuff for today, so playing this for a bit
しかも
before I head into work.
一人戦場に残るのかならば
I know if I go to sleep
俺
right
たち
now,
は
I
お前の
won't want
覚
to
悟に
wake up,
答えよう
and I have to be over there tonight. Like, alright, let's do some gaming. Big gaming weekend.
まだ倒し足りない。
おおありがたいこれで退却できよう勝久様この基地を共に脱しましょうぜ
Yeah, you get a worse deal on, you get a worse deal on Koei games when you buy them on PC.
来たねよし
However, the games like actually run at 60 FPS. So
奴らを決して通すなよ
you're paying a premium pretty much. Koei games, like unofficially,
父上
they're
曰く
dirt cheap. You can get like
私の策がこたびの
Dynasty Warriors
戦の
9 for like
要だと
15
か
bucks. But
その期待
when you play these games on
しっかりと体験し
Switch
ますよ
or you play these games on like Switch or PC, you get shit deals.
奴ら退路を封じているのか急ぎ切り伏せねば
そう簡単に通してやるものか弓兵よ放て
これでは退却がままならない急ぎ退路を塞ぐ武将を倒さねばありがとうございますどうかこれを受け取ってくだされ
長老とは
I
あり
think
がたい。
like Pokemon Yellow is still
仕上げ
like
そうだ。
$30. It might be more now. That was a long time ago I worked there.
欲しいんじゃねえか力を持って
Even back then, like Pokemon Yellow and shit was like 35 bucks used.
おもちさんありがとう助かるよくそ俺がもっと頑張ってりゃ鹿之助が苦しむこともなかったのに
よし忍びたちが撃って出たなこの戦もはや勝ったも同然か
生き恥をさらそうとはもはやどうにもならぬか
とけ坊ちゃん。戦嫌いは部屋にこもって書物でも読んでな。ああ、うるさいやつめ。そりゃできることならそうしたいさ。ただ父上にどうしてもとせがまれてね。私の策が必要とあらば仕方ないだろう。へえ、そうか。じいさん、うまいこと操ってんのな。よし、やったな。使える主が違えばこのような事態には皆すまぬ。
鹿之助、俺は信じているぞ。
Ass! Give me like the worst yellow elements. The ones that like legit serve no purpose. Because this game's customization is piss poor. I want more horse damage, yes. It's incredibly useful. Thanks, game.
六角義方、三好三人衆を破った織田信長は足利義昭を報じて、
Yeah, getting S ranks in video games is just eternally funny, no matter how old you get. Just like farts and burps.
将軍家のそこ
You've lost your soul if you can't laugh when somebody like randomly farts or burps. In my opinion.
使命を果たす。
I think I made a weapon for her.
一丁かまそうぜ。
Moveset is not very good though. Definitely a disappointing martial arts moveset. What's her proficiency at? Might just back out and make her a better one. No, she's only at C, so yeah, I can't. Does she have anything good in here? It's like the only good thing in here that actually makes a difference, not just stats. Oh boy, equestrian skill. That's very useful. Junk. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with the skill tree. It's actually depressing how bad it is.
"本国寺は完全に囲まれちまった。くそ、オイラたちは一体どうすりゃ。
落ち着け、秀吉殿。俺たちで対処するぞ。まずは侵入者の排除からだ。
逃がしねえ。私がいない隙を狙いやがって。俺の忍術で返り討ちにしてやるぜ。俺だって光秀さんたちくらいやれるんだ。とっておきを食らえ。
今こそ三好が再び天下をつかむ時ぞ。者ども、かかれ
かかれ。
敵が次々と寺に。光秀、必ずや私を守れ。よいな。
俺に任せろ。
かの三人衆は我が理想の世に不要な利物。その採用を見届けるのも私の責務ですね。
上様は我が命に変えてもお守りいたします。心強く
Yeah, they're saying
失うわけ
protect
に
a
はいき
lot.
ません。 急ぎお救いいたしましょうぞ。
Probably the only thing positive I've learned from playing Tales of Graces in Japanese is how to say
身どもは
protect.
後方より上様をお守りいた
Everybody
そう。
says protect in that game non-stop.
しかし
Really beat you over the head
この
with
よ
the
うな窮地
theme
を
of that
招
game.
くのは
Just Mamoru every 5 seconds.
する気があるのか。
我らは貨幣。いずれ押し切られるのは必
You
死。
hear that a lot in these kind
隣
of
国のお味方を頼ってはいかがですか。
忠告感謝する。
it's almost like a swear word in Tales
急
of
ぎ諸将へ
Graces.
伝令を送ろう。
なんとかなったのか。光秀の言う通りオイラたちが頑張りゃひょっとして。よっしゃ
Yes, try your best.
やったるぞ。
But your moveset still sucks, dude.
義明様をお守りしろ。
His moveset is like unforgivable how bad it is.
怪しげな動きをしておる。動画忍びよ、急ぎ阻止せよ。
忍びだと。これでは先に進めぬ。急げ。
それまで。
I hate fucking escorting people, dude. Just go. Just go. Can't handle freaking generic peons. Named peons is too much for them. No, her moveset is not very good. Very slow and lacking in crowd control. One good thing she has is the Zuna drop. Which will pretty much always connect on an officer as long as you're facing the
諸
front
将の
of
到
them.
来まで耐え抜けば
You're facing them
戦
from
局
the
に
front.
巧妙が差すが
Even with how much they excessively tech out of combos in this game,
我らの
it
力で
almost
義明
always
様を
connects and
守り抜かねば
it puts them back on the ground so you can restand them.
義明を討ち取れ。
承知した。
Just leave her
俺に
there.
任せる。はいお救援をよこすのだ。
三好六角それに斎藤上洛に際し切り伏せた者らがまさか徒党を組むとは。しかし数で勝れど所詮は烏合の衆。義明様は必ず守り抜く。
お相手いたす。刃を抜けろ。敵将切り伏せた。力及ばずか。見せてやる。良い働きだ。一層励めよ。悔しいがここまでか。
Okomareka.
なん
That's
とかなったな。
the Muso classic.
よし、ここの守
You
り
hear
は
that a
任
lot
せた
from
ぞ。
generics.
義明様に一っ子一人近づ
Said
け
it
ん
the
なよ。
most in Orochi 1 and 2. You say that like constantly.
義明は寺の中だ。者ども壁を打ち壊しなだれ込め。開門。
敵の攻撃さながらさみだれのようだ。
Yeah, we can't give in yet.
するわけにはいかない。
God, they're already dead.
我らも斎藤殿に続くぞ。
Two charge attacks and the weakest R1 demolishes them.
おいよ。
Where are the other officers? Oh, they're down
おい
there.
また増援か。さすがにちょいと分が悪いんじゃ。このままで終わると思うな。
任せろ。ほらよ。敵将ぶっ飛ばした。
討ち死に。
That's why the Azuna drop is good. You get a restand off it. Restands are really strong in this game because they, for some reason, don't want you to do combos in a Muso game. Anything that can restand in this game is really good. Because basically you force them to burst. You force them to tech out, and then you hit them anyway. Even though they tech, it's basically a full combo. It's just I don't know why the fuck the game is designed that way. It's not like a criminal sin to let me combo in this game, of all things. They seem to think it is. Yeah, most Muso games are like this now. Just talking. Talking before you can actually do anything. Pacing is really bad. It's not as bad as Orochi 4. Orochi 4 is the worst. Worst for pacing.
奴らをあぶり砦から引きずり出すのです。
信長殿の加勢を得た今が好機か。
Ah, these guys are so annoying. Fucking gun spammers. Fuck you guys. Annoying little shits. Like how they can lock you in hit stun forever. They break out of combos constantly. Constantly tech out. That's what I hate about this game. There's no style play in this. Just do your strongest charge attack over and over. No style play in this at all. They just keep doing that because it restands them. There's a brief period of time where they can't tech.
あなたの存在心強いな。
俺はまだ強くなれる。追い風が強く吹いている。勝利は俺たちの手中にあり。追い方が次々とやられていく。俺たちは一体どうしたら。
敵将ぶっ飛ばした。
力及ばずか。悔しいがここまでか。
美月のがむしゃらさ私は好きよ。
俺に任せろ。
任せろ。
皆準備はよろしいか。放ちなさい。
家系だと。
Yeah, that's why I play other stuff.
砦にとどまっては
I know
我
it
ら残らず丸焼けよ。
definitely affects me financially to not play Musou all the time, but I just can't stand it anymore. They keep making games like this, where there's like some really cool improvements, quality of life stuff, but then like everything else is just a mess, and it feels like a huge step back. They don't make Basara anymore. All they make is fucking endless Resident Evil and Monster Hunter. So that's gone too. They actually made good combat. Nobody else even tries to get to that quality.
敵将ぶっ飛ばした。
相手ではなかったか。
Now we're stuck with games like this. It's just nothing.
信長殿。
There's no depth, there's no style play, there's no cool builds, there's nothing.
将軍が無事ならそれでいい。これで都も少しは静かになろう。
This game is just boring. fact, I think I've had all I could take of this game right now. It's just so mind-numbing to play. Just no thought required. Just do the charge attack, and then restand them, and then do it again, and they die. Heaven forbid you try to, like, actually use the combo system, because they just tech out of everything you do. It's great when you give me a combo system and you don't let me fucking use it. I can't more action games following like the footsteps of stuff like Battle for the Grid and Streets of Rage, where you could do crazy combos, but there's very large limitations, and you have to work around those limitations, which is very fun. It's kind of like solving a puzzle, and then like actually executing it is very satisfying. But most action games these days, they don't even bother to put that kind of effort in. It's just like, oh, they're just gonna walk out of your combo randomly all the time, which means that the combo system like doesn't even need to be there because you can't use it. Streets of Rage 4 does a really good job with that. So does Battle for the Grid. Battle for the Grid has long-ass crazy combos, but they take skill to do. You can't mash them out. And what's interesting about that game, too, is that the whole, like, just fighting game stuff, like conversions. You know, if you conversion off, like, a random hit or not, or whatever, you know, you have to know how to still work around those limitations. Which is what's really fun in that game. All the improv you can do, all the stuff you can just think of on the fly that works. And you can't do, like, crazy infinite combos and stuff. They have hard limitations to everything. But you actually have to think about how you're using all those states. But most games these days, it's just they just walk out randomly, or they have armor, or both. Actually, Samurai Warriors 5 has both. It has the random armor, and then they just tech out of everything whenever the hell they want, which does not feel satisfying at all. And it's stupid how the higher you get in the difficulties, the more they tech out too, and it doesn't make the game any harder. Because you can still greatly overpower the officers very easily in that game. But it's just not fun, because you can't combo anything. There's R1s in Samurai Warriors 5 that don't even connect properly, because they're already on the ground. Like, they're already on the ground hitting you while you're up in the air. Like, that's impeccable design. Like, you've been making these games for 20 years. Like, should know by now that barely anybody uses the combo system at all. Most people just button mash. Why do you have to kick people in the balls who actually try to, you know, use the game mechanics and stuff? It's such a small percentage of the people that play these games, and they can't even be bothered to compensate us anymore. Part Warriors 4 was the same. Random ass bursts that knock you away. They do like those explosive farts that knock you away, and it's just completely random. You can even get knocked out of your R1s that way, which were on long-ass cooldowns. It's like, why? Why can't you just copy, like, Streets of Rage and Grid, which actually have really creative ways to let you combo, but, you know, not have it be mindless, and not just mashing buttons. But it seems like with Samurai Warriors 5, they just want people to just mash buttons. They don't want people to actually explore the combat system. That's what really aggravates me about that game. I just don't feel like I have any room for player expression at all. Nah, Grid is fine with combos. The only reason they're as long as they are is because people have it down to a science. Well, they've gotten rid of most of the degenerate stuff in that game. Obviously, it's had lots of it over the years, but they get rid of it pretty fast. And they've always said that they will never put a burst in that game. The only burst you get in that game is if the juggle timer runs out. Or maxes out, I guess would be a better way for it. Kusage Warriors 5 or Senran Kagura? That's a pretty tough question. Because they're both shit. They're both devoid of depth and every character plays the same. At least Senran Kagura doesn't have clone movesets, so that's something at least. You don't have 5 copies of Asuka with the same exact moveset. Just one has bigger boobs, one has smaller boobs. There's a whole extra 5 characters in the roster. There's none of that in Senran Kagura. It's just Senran Kagura has shit combat and the movesets are all the same. It's just one-dimensional. Haven't they been working on a new Senran Kagura for like a couple years now? I don't really follow it. I know they've had problems because of the Sony censorship. I think they wanted to put the next one on Switch or something. Which is hilarious when you think about it if you grew up in the 80s and 90s like I did. Like, a game like that with gratuitous, annoying fan service is more likely to end up on a Nintendo platform than Sony. How the times have changed. It's really awkward thinking about that. I know people get that way about, like, Sonic being on Nintendo and stuff, and Streets of Rage being on Nintendo, but the fact that, like, Nintendo is less draconian about censorship than Sony is really weird to me. I still don't quite grasp that, the reality of that. A lot of developers didn't want to work with, Nintendo back then, because they had to censor too much stuff. And no, Power Rangers does not have a low player base because of the gameplay. It's because it had an incredibly rough start. You couldn't block low. And also, people in the fighting game community like to complain about no rollback, but then they don't play games that have it. It's always bothered me. Grid's right there. Killer Instinct is right there. Skullgirls has been there for a decade. But you guys don't play those games, you just complain about what Capcom's doing. Battle for the Grid is victim to that too. However, Battle for the Grid had a really bad start. It took them a while to win people back. It's really buggy, and gameplay-wise, they've only made the game better. But functionality-wise, the online was messed up. It's really hard to recover from stuff like that in the game industry. And people love Marvel. Marvel's degenerate too. Marvel is more degenerate than Battle for the Grid by a long shot. But people love that shit. It's just people have double standards. They only want to play things from Capcom. No. Other games have had what Capcom fails to provide for ages. Killer Instinct's been out for like 8 years. Rollback netcode. Crossplay between Xbox and PC. No one plays it. Skullgirls, same thing. Skullgirls has all-play lobbies. That was the first game to have lobbies where you could play all at once instead of just waiting. And people don't play that either. I get tired of when people say that Battle for the Grid is that's not why it's not played. It's because people have double standards. They only want to play shit that makes them money, and it has to be made by Capcom. So much incessant complaining about how not Streets of Rage 5, but Street Fighter 5 has no application for a player identity or expression. It's like, well, you've got plenty of degenerate games to play with rollback netcode. Why don't you play those? Simple answer. There's no money in it, and it's not made by Capcom. People don't want to admit it, but that's the reality of it. There's been no shortage of games not made by ArcSys or Capcom that have perfectly fine netplay. Like, legit, the only fighting games I enjoyed last gen was Marvel Infinite and Grid. I liked the gameplay in both, but the netplay was also really good too. And I'm somebody who grew up in the arcades, so I'm really critical about that stuff. Everybody is now, obviously, because of the pandemic, but I've always been that way because I grew up with actually playing people face-to-face being like the only way to really enjoy the games. Yeah, the Smash community gets a lot of shit, and for good reason. So obviously there's all that drama about all the top players being real dickwads. But I've always admired how they will travel across the world to play the game because Nintendo can't be bothered to make it playable online. I've always respected that. You know, somebody who grew up doing the same for, you know, the games I liked. I feel like that's something you can't talk shit about in the Smash community, even though pretty much all the famous people in that community all got exposed as being real terrible people. I will always admire their passion, because Nintendo sure as hell doesn't care about making the game playable online. Even if I like Smash gameplay, I still wouldn't play it. There's actually a lot of people that play Smash here. Probably the most active, like, competitive game community in town. I just don't interact with them much because I can't stand the game. They're all nice people, though. None of them are the stereotypical cringe. Really nice people. Very welcoming. Nintendo can pay to remix, like, entire soundtracks. Masterfully done, but they can't add rollback to their game. During a fucking pandemic. That game is unplayable right now, in my opinion. Unless you're lucky enough to have a local scene. I don't think the guys that played here have been too affected by it. But obviously we've been on lockdown until like a couple months ago, so I don't know what the situation was like for them. You definitely can't play Ultimate online. No, what happened there? I don't watch Smash. I find it really boring to me. Yeah. It's ironic that seems like nothing compared to all the stuff that happened last year. Or like pretty much every leading figure in their community got outed as being really terrible people. That seems like nothing now, including in Grand Finals and Smash is like nothing. That's how fucked up that community is. But the people here don't do any of that. They're all just normal, just chill nerds. Very nice. Very nice to me, even though whenever I'm over there, I don't really care about Smash. I'm glad they have a place to play. It's pretty much the only Smash game that's playable online is like Project M and Melee with that, what is that thing called? Slippy? I mean, people really latch on to Melee a lot. Maybe that's not a bad thing in their eyes, but as an outsider, I think it's pretty shitty that the most popular and still supported game is unplayable online. That's why people are excited for that Dick Smash game, because they already promised rollback. I don't know much about Smash and like what people like in Smash games and stuff, but it's gonna be hilarious if that game actually turns out to be really good, and it actually ends up being more playable online than what it's trying to imitate. There's a very real possibility that will happen. I mean, the bar's pretty low, obviously, but there's a very real chance that could happen. Like, people will play that game just because it's playable online. It's not everybody's blessed with a local scene like the guys here. They have it pretty good. They've always had a place to play. We've been through a lot of game centers. Past 10 years I've been here. Most of them haven't lived very long, but they've always found a place to play. I think they play in like a classroom until recently, when our game center opened about 2 months ago. Those guys always found a way to play. I always have really respected that as a community. Somebody who doesn't play the games, I mean. Curious how that Nick Smash game is going to turn out, because Game Mill Publishing, they get like the worst no-name developers to make their games, and they're just like throwaway. They're like modern throwaway licensed games that we grew up with. That's basically what they are. But for that one, they actually got people that have made a Smash clone for PC. And if you like Smash, you know, platform fighters, and you play on PC, your option was pretty much the game that they made and Rivals of Aether. So the fact that they actually are making that game, I think, is going to be really good for the community. Like I said, even if the net play, the rollback's not great, it's still going to be better than playing real Smash. As depressing as that is. It might legit be better online experience from the equivalent of, like, really bad licensed games back in the 90s. There might be a better online experience than that than a big AAA game like Smash. I don't know, real fighting games have kind of been that way for a while, too. Street Fighter and Tekken and Soul Calibur all have, like, really bad netcode, but then there's, like, Battle for the Grid, Skullgirls, the Fighting Herds game. Those games all have, like, great netcode. But people don't like to touch things that aren't popular, which is just a grim reality of it. I don't know, it's just always bothered me in the fighting game community how much people complain about the Capcom games, and it's like, okay, you don't like how Street Fighter V doesn't let you express yourself as a player. Well, There's plenty of degenerate games you can play. There's no shortage of them. You've got Grid, you've got Skullgirls, you've got Killer Instinct, and then everybody complains about the netcode, and it's like, well, there's degenerate games with rollback netcode that will let you express yourself as a player, and it's not freaking water torture to play it online. But, obviously those games don't have, like, big pot bonuses and sponsorships and stuff, so people don't want to play them, and that's always really pissed me off. It's like people forgot why they like fighting games, and it's all just been corrupted by money. I feel like a lot of people don't even like Street Fighter V. I know that the latest season, more people have liked it, but I feel like a lot of people just play it because if you're trying to make money playing fighting games, that's like the only way. The only consistent way. Everything else is basically a major gamble, even if you're like a top player. Just because there's so much less money in the community than like a Capcom game. But I think the pandemic really taught people that if you want to make money playing fighting games, it's best to like not even compete at all. Just make guides. A lot of people are making mad cash just making guides from home. There's a lot of the people that are really good at fighting games are really shit at like explaining them to somebody who's not that good. The fighting game guides have really taken off during the pandemic, and it's way more lucrative if you're trying to make money off it than paying to go to a tournament and probably not even getting out of losers bracket or pools, and probably end up coming home at a deficit. Hunter's Arena Legends is on Tuesday at 9 a.m. my time. I'll try that out. I think that game's gonna die really fast again. I wonder how much they changed it, because the game was pretty fun. I like what little I played of it. It's just that the game was dead on arrival, so it like didn't work. I'll be checking that out. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off there because I'm likely going to stream again at my neighbor's house, so I'll be back on in like an hour and a half, pretty much. Probably more like 2 hours from now. I probably won't do late night streams tonight because I have to get back on my med schedule. And I know as soon as I take those pills, I'm gonna knock out, because that's what being on crazy person meds does to you. So I need to look out for that. I may or may not be back tonight. I'll probably stream over there, but we'll see. I'll catch you guys later.